Shalom, everybody, and welcome to the YouTube channel of TorahTrue.com and RelatableTorah.com. I am your host, Rabbi Ben-Tzion Saloff, and this is the Testament series, the Testament of the Baal Shem Tov, Tzivat HaRibash. These are the, I would say, foundational and fundamental principles of the teachings of the Baal Shem Tov, of Chassidut. And we are now on section 50, number 50, which actually we reached sooner than I thought we would, but that's great. Let's continue. So, v'gam lo yistakel b'fnei bnei adam. You shouldn't stare at people. You shouldn't gaze at people. Afilu k'shemdaber imahem. Even when you speak to them. If their thoughts are not always focused on Hashem and binding to Him, then that person, you can cause that person a pgam, a defect in their soul by gazing at them. Now, what about the situation with people who are kosher people, who are people who are righteous and they always try to keep themselves focused properly and do the right thing? So, adam ksherim shemachshavotehem devuka tamid ba'abori yitborach. These people whose thoughts are bound always to Hashem, blessed be He. Yistakel davka. You want to specifically gaze at those people and look at those people. I don't know if you've been, if you've been either to any great Rabbi, and you've seen that people are really watching them very closely to see what they're, what they do, how they conduct themselves, and this goes according to that practice. And by looking at these people, these righteous people who are always trying to keep themselves focused on Hashem, you can actually acquire Kedusha through gazing at them. You can acquire holiness. Okay. Nun Aleph, 51. Halimud yeh bekama... I'm sorry. Halimud yeh bekoach v'simcha gdola. Your learning should be with forceful, should be with power, with energy, and with great joy, with great simcha. V'zeh mema'et machshavot zarot. And what will this accomplish for you by doing this? You will minimize any foreign thoughts, any machshavot zarot, strange thoughts, meaning thoughts other than the learning and other than Hashem. Okay, number 52. Right here, we're in a section with where these little subsections, these little numbers, they're very short. Okay, number 52. Keshadam oved tamid et haborei yitbarach b'chol rega. When a person serves Hashem, His Creator, blessed be He, with at every moment, eino panai litgaot v'lehov et haga'ava v'sharmidot haraot. Then, the bottom line is, if a person is focusing on Hashem and focusing on serving Hashem and doing so with strength and with joy, then the person doesn't have any time, no free time left to get his mind, thinking about conceited matters, of lack of humility, and other types of midot ra'ot, as he says, the other types of bad characteristics. Number 53, yasim atzmo kami she'eno. You should look at yourself like somebody who isn't, meaning who is not of any consequence. Kedita v'gmara, like it is written in the Gemara, al hapasuk v'chochma me'ayin timsa, where it says that wisdom is found from ayin, from nothingness, meaning from the level of Hashem, which is called the level of ayin. However, the literal translation is from nothingness. So the intent then is that you consider that you're really not here. You're not in this world. There are people who've said that to me before. But anyway, and what does it help you that you should be even considered in the eyes of other people? What does it help you that people say, oh, he's so wonderful, he's so whatever, even if they say negative things? It's better they don't say anything about you. You should consider yourself as nothing, and if you consider yourself as naught, meaning nothing as relates to this physical world, other people will consider you that as well, and you will be able to conduct yourself in a way which is not held back by other people's negative feelings towards you, or toward other people's feelings towards you in general. Okay. Nun Daled. Kishelomed, when you learn, tzarich liyashev atzmo lifnei mi hu lomed. When you learn, you need to sit yourself down before the person with whom you are learning. Shelafamim mitrachek atzmo belimudo be'aborei yitbarach. Wait. Okay, I mistranslated that. Let's go back. Kishelomed tzarich liyashev atzmo lifnei mi hu lomed. When you learn, you need to settle yourself with consideration of before whom you are learning. Shelafamim mitrachek atzmo milemudo mehaborei yitbarach. Because there are times when you distance yourself in your learning, in your thoughts, from the Creator, blessed be He. Lekach hu tzarich liyashev atzmo b'chol עת ובכל שעה. Therefore, you need to settle yourself, meaning settle your mind and your focus on the Creator, blessed be He, at all times. Okay, Nun Hey. Im choshek le'ezeh mitzvah yireh v'yishtadel lasotah. If you have a desire to perform a particular mitzvah, you have to look for your opportunity and take advantage of it to do it, to accomplish it. Ve'al yivatel oto yetzer hara lomar shehu davar gadol sheyuchal lavo lidei ohara. So you shouldn't get yourself what's the ivatel means to nullify, but you shouldn't get yourself straying away from doing it. Let your yetzer hara cause you to stray away from doing it by telling you, oh, this is such a big thing, and you get this tremendous pride and about yourself doing a mitzvah, and that. Even though all these crazy things are trying to happen to you, meaning that the yetzer hara is trying to confuse you in positive ways and negative ways and all sorts of ways. The bottom line is, don't let yourself be taken in. You just do the mitzvah. You don't worry about all of the strange ideas that are coming into your head about, oh, maybe I shouldn't do the mitzvah, or maybe I'm just so wonderful to do this mitzvah. No. Just like, what's the swoosh from from Nike, is it? The sneaker company? Just do it. That's their motto. Just do it. So that's the motto for Torah. Just do it. And then after that, let's look into it and figure out, all the things. But first things first. Just do it. Nun 55. Im choshek le'eza mitzvah yira. Oh, I did that. I'm sorry. Ach yizaher me'od. Rather, you should be very careful. Af she'yavo lo hitpa'arut be'emtza hamase. If there comes to you conceitedness or excessive pride in the middle of doing the deed, the mitzvah, yitchak oto bechozek uv'hitlahavut. You have to push it away with great fervor. You just get rid of such thoughts. Uvevadai levasof yaseh lishma mamash below shum hitparut. And then certainly, in the end, if you take that approach, you're going to be doing the mitzvah the proper way, meaning just for its own sake, for the sake of doing a mitzvah for Hashem, without any kind of conceit. Mishelo lishma yavo lishma. So, which means, and if you don't do the mitzvah completely lishma, meaning completely just for the sake of Hashem, if you go ahead and just do it, at least without getting yourself puffed up because of it, not getting conceited about it, but you just do it, even if it's not completely lishma, it will come to be done lishma the next time or in the future. Okay, so now let's change page to page 24. Okay, so we're still in the middle of number 55. 1 second. V'yirbe b'mitzvot kol ma sheyuchal. You should increase in mitzvot as much as you can, as much as you're able. V'akadosh baruch hu ya'azor lo sheyeh bli pniyah. And Hashem should help you that you won't do it with any kind of ulterior motives. Rather, you should just strengthen yourself with all your ability and capacity and strength to just do Hashem's will. Do the mitzvot because he commanded us to do so. And He's our infinite creator and our all-knowing, all-powerful creator and tremendously merciful creator. And He wants us to do this, so we do it. That's it. The Shema. Okay. Keshadam yesh lo cheshek lihitanot. When a person has a desire to fast, az tzarich lizaher, then he has to be careful. Shelo levatel me'oto davar shehu rotze lasot. That he doesn't get distracted from the thing that he wants to do. Even though שיודע שטוב יותר לעבוד Hashem yitbarach b'simcha bli sigufim, because even though he knows that really it's better to serve Hashem with joy and without sigufim, without afflicting himself in any way, ki heim gormim atzvut, because doing that, the sigufim, things which afflict the person and make them pained, etc. These things cause atzvut. They cause sadness, or otherwise can be described as depression. They can cause depression. So the main, excuse me for a second, I just have to zip this up. There we go. The main thing is to serve Hashem with joy. But if you've made up your mind that you have to do a fast for spiritual purposes, and you've made your mind up to do so, don't let yourself get distracted from it. Go ahead and do it. Aval mistama yodea inash b'nafshe shetzarich litanot she'adayin lo tikei nafsho karui. Because there's an interesting thing that your soul knows things. Your soul knows whether or not it needs to do certain things, such as fast, etc. And as long as you don't get yourself carried away and start, imagining things, your soul, the upper levels of your soul can communicate with the lower levels of your soul, especially when you're sleeping at night. And it will give you a strong feeling of what you have to do, a very strong and focused feeling of what you have to do. So if you feel you really have to do some fasting, so within reason you do so. Okay. Of course, I'm going to give you the medical disclaimer that before you do that, you should probably check with your physician. If you're not a completely healthy person, maybe you want to check with a physician first if fasting is a good idea for you. But in general, I've seen a number of recent studies within the last few years which have indicated actually that fasting can be very physically beneficial for a normally healthy person. So in the for whatever it's worth column. Now, okay, וכן יש כמה וכמה דברים שזה צריך לדקדק מצד נשמתו ולהחמיר על עצמו חומרות. And there are many things which you need to be careful about, very careful about, very particular about, from the aspect of your soul, and to be stringent on yourself with extra stringencies. There are certain things that are good to do that. But this is not one of those things. As far as fasting is concerned, you don't need to be so stringent on yourself to go fasting. The most important thing in serving Hashem is doing so with joy. And if you can serve Hashem with joy, this is preferable over any sort of sigufim, any sort of afflictions on yourself. Okay. Number 57. Okay. Now, once again, I'm just going to repeat that you have to understand that this book was written with the teachings of the Baal Shem Tov in a very, very succinct yet straightforward and hard-hitting manner. And these things are midat Chasidut. These are the characteristics of piety, meaning that these are things which go beyond the letter of the law, and these are things to focus on, to rectify and to lift up your soul. So when it tells you certain things, you may have maybe a very difficult thing for you at first to receive. It's kind of like getting a bucket of cold water with ice, dumped on top of your head. So the ice bucket challenge, as they did, a couple of years ago. So too, this is a spiritual ice bucket. Sometimes they say for this book, and we're about to look at one of those. Should I say extreme? Okay, I'll say extreme teachings, but this is a direction to focus on. V'yachshov v'machshavto, and you should think in your mind, kodem atfilah, before prayer, shu muchan lamut b'ota tfilah machmat hakavana, that you are prepared to die out of the intensity of your kavanah in prayer, out of the intensity of your focus on prayer and on Hashem during your prayers. V'yesh mekavnim kol kach, there are some people who focus so hard and intently on their prayers, Ad she'al pi hateva, to the extent that, according to natural ways, haya yachol lamut bevet over gimel tevot. By natural ways, with such an extraordinary concentration and focus, they should be able to just pass away in 2 or 3 words. Shomer lefanav yitbarach, that they say, words that they say before Hashem, blessed be He. Yachshov kach yomar b'libo, lama li eza pniya v'ga'ava be'ota tefila, kevan shebeda'ato afilu lamut achar beit v'gimel tevot. So you should think in your mind, how could I have such a pride in this tefillah that I could actually be able to, go and die in 2 or 3 words. This is a terrible thing. I shouldn't do this, but the bottom line is focus so intently. You want to focus so intently on your prayers that something could happen. Even though with the kindnesses of Hashem, they won't. The bad thing won't happen. Uve'emet, and really, shu chesed gadol she'Hashem yitbarach notein lo koach umashlim atfilah v'hu chai. So that's what he says. He says, really, it's a great chesed, it's a great kindness from Hashem that the person who focuses so intently on his prayers, still his or her prayers, still can get through it. They can finish it, and they'll be and live. And of course, the old secular expression, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." In the case of tefillah, that's also true. Okay, Nun Chet 58. Where are we holding? Okay, there. We have time for another one. So here we are. Yesh lahem. I'm sorry. Yesh lahat acherev amitapechet lishmor et derech eitz hachaim. There is we know the spoken of a flaming sword, a flaming sword being swung around, which guards the way to the Eitz HaChaim, the tree of life. וכשאדם רוצה לדבק מחשבותיו בעולמות העליונים ובורא יתברך, and when a person desires to bind their thoughts to the upper worlds with the Creator, blessed be He, ein menichin oto haklipot. So So let me just look at something else here. I want to look at the way he translates this because let's see. Okay. I'm going to read the translation. Translation says, when a person wishes to attach his thoughts to the supernal worlds, to the Creator, blessed be He, the klipot, which we know klipot means shells or husks, they are things which cover over holiness, and which can also be considered as part of the forces of evil. They will not let him. Nonetheless, in spite of the obstacle, you must force yourself with all your strength many times in one and the same prayer and attach yourself to the Creator, blessed be His name. Thus you will enter the supernal worlds. So if you really focus on your prayers, even when your mind gets diverted and the Yetzer Hara tries to pull you away and tries to get you focusing on things which are not constructive for you at prayer time, you steel yourself, so to speak, and strengthen yourself, and you just keep on focusing on Hashem. Okay, and this is going to help your self, your upper self, so to speak, to enter the supernal worlds. Strengthen yourself in believing with perfect faith that the whole earth is filled with his glory. That's from Yeshaya. And this is when you are in the supernal world. Thus it is written, the righteous lives by his faith. Tzaddik be'emunato yechyeh. A tzaddik lives by his faith, lives with his faith, perhaps even lives on his faith. Can live without much physical nourishment, but lives through his faith. So even if you've fallen from your level in prayer, words. Oh, so you then use word. You then have a less of a focus on the okay. If you can't focus and you're having mochin de katnut, which means your mind is not at a high level of focus and concentration on holiness. You can't really focus on anything very well. So it's okay. Focus on whatever you can focus on. You should just do it to the best of your ability, and then strengthen yourself slowly to return to your level. And I'm gonna add here, before continuing in the text, that you focus on whatever you can grab a hold of. If you find yourself in prayer to be distracted, and you can't, you're starting to think of the baseball scores or whatever, you have to get it out of your mind. You have to focus on your davening as much as you can, even if you can't focus on the concepts, even if you can't focus on the words, focus on the letters, focus on whatever you can, and focus strongly even on the shape of the letters, if you can't grab onto anything else. And then you'll find, as you go from the shape of the letters to the name of the letters, the meaning of the letters, then the word together, etc., you will climb back up, and you can climb back up to your level of being more attached to Hashem, etc. This is a very important tactic, or a very important, I don't know what the word is that I'm trying to think of, but this is a very important rule in prayer. If you're at a state where you're not able to concentrate, then refocus yourself. Refocus on the smallest common denominator, the smallest thing which you can concentrate in this direction, and that's even just one letter. And then you'll build yourself back up to Bezrat Hashem, mochin de gadlut, which means a mind able to focus on greater things. So let me just finish the translation of this, and then we're going to end today's session. It says, do so even if this may happen several times with that same level. At first, say the body of the word, then invest it with its soul. So he's saying the same thing, but in a more concise way. At first, you must bestir yourself with your body, with all your strength, in order that the powers of your soul should shine forth through you. That's what the powers of your soul should do. They come down into this physical body, and they are expressed through you. Thus it is said in the Zohar that a wooden beam that will not burn should be splintered, and then it will become a flame. Afterwards, you will be able to worship with the mind alone, without any movement of the body. So, this is another thing which is brought up, to be shuckling around like crazy is not necessarily the greatest thing to do for your concentration, and for your devekut. It is, in general, better if you can focus intensely, being very still. If you can really focus very intently, being still, this is a higher level of attachment to Hashem than if you're like this. I don't mean to make fun of anybody, chas v'sholom, but just for your own understanding and knowledge and benefit, understand such a thing. Understand that. Okay, thank you everybody very much for coming. Please subscribe to our channel and have a wonderful day. Oh, by the way, I will be soon going to Eretz Yisrael for a few weeks. So I will still be posting videos on YouTube, and it will still be progressing, but maybe a little bit slower and a different time because of the time difference, etc., and the time I'm going to be spending with my grandchildren, God willing. In any case, so that will be at the end of this week. I know you may not be listening to this at the same time I'm giving it, but in any case, thank you very much for coming. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell your friends, neighbors, and associates if you enjoy this. If you enjoy these classes and you think they would benefit from them, please tell them to watch and subscribe. Thank you very much once again for coming, and have a wonderful day. Have a beautiful Shabbos, and God bless you. All the very best.